document automation in Business Central. But even more, we're going to talk about how to solve them. And that's going to include a very extensive live demo. And like Raz already mentioned, my name is Norina, and we have a lot planned for you today. So I'm really glad that I'm not alone, but with Fabian. And he is actually the expert on document automation in BC. So Fabian, could you please introduce yourself?
Perfect. Thank you, Norina. Yeah, hi, I'm Fabian. I'm Senior Technical Evangelist at dox42. And I'm, as Norina said, I'm responsible for Business Central within dox42, among other things. But my heart is with Business Central. And I'm really excited today because last year we also had the session and we had our old on-premise environment. Today it will be full cloud Business Central online document generation with our dox42 online server, which is in the cloud, of course, and the templates are stored as well in SharePoint Online Cloud. So I'm pretty excited. But before we will start, I will show you something and tell you something. We love you. We love the Power community. And you see, we are here in London next to Darth Vader and some stormtroopers also in Munich. That was all the pre-COVID times. And if you just have a little bit closer look at the images, you will see that there is always a guy or a lady holding these little Lego pieces here and here as well. That's a Star Wars one and there. So we really would like to give you the chance also to win one of these Legos. And as we are sitting here in the home office, we have to do it differently than when we would have been into the on-site events. So what we brought to you is you can participate to this Lego camper bus. That's the prize for today. Just take out your phone and please scan the barcode. And we also try to do the session a little bit interactive. So just leave the phone next to you because you will need this barcode, not this one, but other ones more often. So please leave your phone next to you, and you need to be focused because the question number 3 will only be answered during the live demo. So let's jump into this slide. Will be shown at the end as well, so you can do the quiz at the end as well. So just let's jump into the table of content. What did we plan for you today? Well, first I will tell you something and a little bit about document generation in general, and then we will have just a couple of slides, just a few slides about dox42 and how it works and why we do this. And then, as Norina said, we do a lot of live demos. I guess the most part of the session will be just live demos. We will jump into Business Central, and there is one document, the sales document, where we have a big focus, the sales quote. It's exactly the job quote within Business Central. And this quote has text blocks and PowerPoints included, and they are stored in SharePoint. So we combine different data sources. We also have data that is in Dynamics CE for sales, and all this data will be included, and the design happens without any programming in Microsoft Office. And I'm pretty keen to show you all of this. Well, and then just to show you that you decide where you would like to generate, where you generate your documents. So we also have a demo then from Norina within Dynamics CE. She will show you an employee contract. And if there is enough time at the end, then she will also show you that you can generate and automate your PowerPoint presentations. A lot of customers at the moment, they really require PowerPoint automation, PowerPoint generation and automation as well. Good, and then at the end there will be a Q&A. So we planned actually 10 minutes at the end for the Q&A. So please just put your questions into the chat. We will answer all of them at the end, I promise. But if there is a very urgent question, then of course you can also interrupt us and then directly ask us. And here we go. There is the first question. So usually during the sessions, I would say, do you know or dox42? Well, who knows dox42? And at the moment we cannot raise the hands. So please take out your phone, scan this barcode, and then we go to this little poll. Here, just let me go to the question here, and I can also share this link into the Teams chat quickly. So you can use this one as well. And then please answer the question, do you already know us? Okay, well, I can, I can. So quickly insert the link here. And you can also, okay, sorry, I wasn't logged in the last time, so just quickly let me log in again. And there's the barcode as well. So please, you can scan the barcode and play there. We already have 5 responses. Let's see if there is a happy customer maybe. Let's see, I don't know dox42 yet. That is great. Then you will learn something today. And from the Power community, there are some people. Are there any more? Any more that who would like to join this one? There are 10 responses. So great. I see a lot of I don't know dox42 yet. That is great. So we will show you how it works. And that's good. Okay, so let me share this one again, and now we will talk about a little bit about document automation. What do we mean with document automation? So when it comes to document automation, you really need a structured data. And in Business Central, of course, or any other ERP system like finance operations or also CRM systems, you have structured data. And we are talking exactly about this data that is structured like in Excel or SQL or SharePoint or in your ERP systems, because this data can be taken into a document, can be then generated with dox42 in a very beautiful looking document, and then you get your output as you require. And we are talking, for example, also about documents. You see, could be sales quotes, could be presentations, sales presentations. There are, of course, order confirmations, invoices. So whenever you have a document that has to look great, you need different data sources. And yeah, most of the time, if it's in the hand of the customers, then dox42 is a great choice, because you can design all these documents in Microsoft Office and use all these designing tools that Microsoft Office is providing. And yeah, so actually, we just would like to show you the challenges, or what's happening when I'm talking to our customers. What are they doing when it comes to document generation? And here meet our biggest competitor, that's copy-paste. Actually, copy-paste is great to generate or to create a flexible and individual document. But if you have like 100 contracts that you have to copy paste a month, then copy paste is not a very good idea. And especially these times, because it's a cumbersome work, you don't like it, it's very error prone, you will do your errors. And that's the reason actually why some companies, they're a little bit bigger, they made some automations, some with VBAs, for example, which is the first thing, the first part of automation. That's good, but still it is very slow. When we are talking about a report that has 600 pages, and a lot of our customers need these kinds of reports. So then you wait maybe two weeks until you get your VBA report then generated. So it is good also for small amount of documents. If you have your 5 or 10 quotes a month or less, then it might be good to generate your documents like this, but it would be better differently. And then you have also the big Dynamics 365 or the Microsoft SSRS report services. There you get your performance, which is great, but that's it actually. It's not that easy. So a lot of customers always say the pain points in BC or in NAV is the RDLC designer. It's not that easy to design documents nicely looking. And that's the reason why, we said, okay, we need to change this. And also, most of the time, if you have to program a document, then it's programmed by IT, and IT is well known for great software, but not the most time of marketing and designing skills. So that's the reason why I said, but correct me if I'm wrong, there might be some they are also very good in designing, but still, you know what I mean? It would be better if the designing process stays in the marketing department, for example. And this is the reason we exist. So when it comes to documents, you have most of the time these 3 departments involved. So you have the marketing, responsible for corporate identity. You have the business departments. They are responsible for the content of a document, of course. And then you also have the IT department, and the IT department, they are responsible for the data connection and anything else. And this is how it exactly works with dox42, because you don't need to design or program. You design everything in Microsoft Office. So every one of these guys here knows how to work with Microsoft Office, and then all the 3 departments can work on one document together without programming. Just a few words, as Ras mentioned before, we are in Austria. Headquarters is in Vienna, Austria, beautiful city. And we are working with over 100 partners globally. We also have 415 customers globally. And you see there's a snippet of our reference customers here down here, and most there we will have a closer look at them. But usually we don't have an industry focus, as document automation is required across all industries. We of course have customers across all industries. And our USP is Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. The designing happens in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and also the documents can be Word, Excel, and PowerPoint as output. And the data can be flexibly integrated, and also your document output is flexible in integration. We will see this in the demo, of course. Good, there's some of our reference customers, but I see here Fraser Yachts, for example. We have a very interesting demo video with them. They have super yachts, like $100 million super yachts, and they are generating from Dynamics CRM online, from For Sales online, clicking on the button, and they get their PowerPoint documents generated with the information of the yachts, images included, and of course pricing and so on. And this is a very recent reference customer, but also here Mark Rieger, ABB, is a CRM scenario. But you see it here, you have the offers, orders, and invoices, and this is when you have your structured data and the document has to be in the hands of the customer, then it's a good scenario for dox42. And also I would like to show you these scenarios with the Rewe. That's a huge supermarket chain, because this one is an NAV scenario, so they have Navision. Here it said ERP, but in this case it is Navision. So what they did is they are doing the ordering of their own retail brand completely automated with dox42, and they are ordering container ships. You know, that's a huge German and Austrian supermarket chain. So you see you have this, the quality is also there of the product, of course. And here, as Elena said, the break-even point was reached after 4 weeks. We saw it there. If you automate your documents, if you don't have to do copy-paste them anymore and really can combine complex logic into your document, then you save a huge amount of time. So that's always good then, and then of course you save your money. But I was talking a lot now, so please, the question is, Norina, how is it working? Can you tell us something about dox42, how it works?
Yes, I can. And we'll just share my screen. So you should be seeing my screen now. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to talk about how it's actually done with dox42. And on the left side, you already see the dox42 ribbon. So the design actually happens in Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And you see those little blue fields. Those are the data fields. And those will be filled with your data. And then you get this pretty looking document on the right side. And as you can see, you can also integrate images, charts, graphs. So everything is actually possible with dox42. And it's really easy to design the document in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And it's, of course, also possible to mix and match all kinds of data sources. So not only data from BC, for example, but also from other data sources. And I'm going to show you now what those data sources are. We offer integrations from the whole Dynamics 365 platform, but also from SAP, for example. You can also integrate data from SharePoint and Excel, and also from other databases and web services. XML and JSON is also an option. And if those out-of-the-box options don't work for you, we also have a custom data source. But as it is mostly about you today, we would be interested, what technologies are you actually using? So here again, we have the little QR code. So as Fabian said, please take your phone out again. And I will also just share the link with you.
So based on what you are now selecting, we will adapt our demo. Maybe. Just kidding. Let's see. Let's see.
We're guessing most of you will respond with BC, but yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, 8 responses already. Okay, great. So we have some SharePoint users here as well. Nice. Most of you in Business Central. Dynamics CRM. That's good. I will also show something there. Okay, and Power Apps as well.
And good that, and also digital document signing, right? No, no, there is no one. Okay, great.
No, no one yet.
Great. Yeah,
okay,
that's good.
Yeah. So thank you very much for that input. And just getting back here. Oh. Just never mind. I will just continue like that. So how is the data actually integrated? That happens with the data map designer. So you saw the dox42 ribbon already and see it here again. You can then open the data map designer and without any programming, connect to your BC data or FO data or CRM data and also combine these data sources. And then you get those little blue fields and you can just insert them by drag and drop into your document. And if you have very complex calculations or graphs, you can also use Excel as a charting machine. So you can actually do the charts in Excel and then just insert them into your document in a PowerPoint or Word template, for example. And what is also very easy with dox42 is the integration of barcodes. So this is really just a matter of a click and you have your barcode. So you can actually insert data in the form of a barcode into your document very easily. And like I said, or like Fabian also said, the last demo was actually done with an on-premise installation, and today we're going with our online product. So you actually have the choice between an on-premise server and dox42 cloud installation, dox42 online. And with that, you can really benefit from all different types of output formats. So you can have your standard Word, Excel, PowerPoint documents, of course, also PDF. Fabian will show it later. You can directly store your documents to SharePoint and also access them via Teams or send emails right away, do digital signing right away or send them to printers. So you're really not limited in terms of output. And we also have a custom output function again as well. And since some of you mentioned the Power Apps, dox42 also integrates with Power Apps and Power Automate. We will actually be at the next D365 community event as well when there's the Power Apps Bootcamp. So if you're really interested in that, be sure to meet us there as well. And dox42 also integrates with workflow tools like Firestart or Nintex and K2. But that's enough for the slides. Now I'm going to hand over to Fabian again, and he will actually start the live demo in BC with the job quote.
Perfect. Thank you, Norina. Yes, so let's immediately change to our Business Central environment. And as we said, this is Business Central Online, and I really was working like, I guess, 1.5 years for this scenario here, because Microsoft had to add something to a feature that is made possible, that is now working. And yeah, since version 17, it is possible that you can generate fully cloud with dox42 Online Cloud Service via Azure Active Directory your documents directly in Business Central. So I'm just here in business. This is one of the app. I will talk about the app later, but I would like to show you the job quote. So it was actually in this job card here. So we have the jobs, and there are 3. That's a production environment, but still it's with Kronos database. So we are not using Business Central internally. So this is just for demo reasons. And you see it here. We have the 3 jobs here. There is job number 10, the conference room deluxe. And also this job has some planning lines, project lines, as we are used to have it. But when it comes to documents like these, like job quotes, then it is most of the time it is not enough to list just these information here from Business Central. You also have other things that has to be included into the document. And now let's switch to SharePoint to show you what kind of documents and what kind of text blocks we would like to include into the document. So I'm here in a SharePoint online environment, and there is the folder with the job number 10. And this job number 10 contains, for example, an image. Yeah, that's the conference room deluxe. That has to be included into the document. Then also we have here a PowerPoint presentation, and now be focused on this, pay attention, because there is something wrong here. The chair is here in the corner. This is if you want to win the Lego, then it's good to pay attention right now for question number 3. So you see there is the presentation, that's a PowerPoint presentation from this conference room, and this also has to be included into the sales quote from Business Central. And then there is, for example, some terms and conditions. So if I go here back to my quotes, there's a Word document. It's called Terms BC, for example. It's just blank Word document with terms and conditions. And this entire Word document also I would like to include into my final sales quote or job quote from Business Central. So now let's switch back to the environment, to BC. And when it comes to standard reports, so I just quickly show you one of that. That's the preview job quote, for example. So this is standard from Microsoft. You have a job quote here, and there is something missing: the image, the PowerPoint presentation, the Word document, and so on. So you see, this is, I guess Hollister said it, it is good. Internally, it's good, but if it comes in the hand to the customer, then the internal report, then this report, it actually reminds me of a report sales quote 20 years ago. So that's not the best way how to generate the document, the job quote in this case. But now we will show you how dox42 would do it. So there is, within your job card, we also have a dox42 page extension. That's the action button. And we configured 2 actions, the preview action and the save to SharePoint action. Now I just generate this document as a preview. So to generate that we see what happened and how the document looks like. In this case, the dox42 online server is now integrating all the information here from Business Central and the other things from SharePoint, the PowerPoint presentation and the Word document. And also we connected to Dynamics CE and integrated product data from CE. Here's my return. That's a normal PDF. So let's open this one. This is how the document looks like. So it's a little bit different. You have dox42 as the company. Then here there is our customer Megan Bond, for example. That's the information coming, all this coming from Business Central, all the customer information. Then there is a normal text, a Word text. That's a fixed text in the Word template, but this one is a data field coming from Business Central. Here it is. That's the image from the conference room deluxe. And we have the team members, they are working on this project. So also these team members, this is the information from Business Central. We have the job structure and pricing table, and this table, we will see this in the template then. This is basically just 1 or 2 lines, and they are just repeated. And also the subsums, of course, can be included. And then, if you see, I just added here the products from Dynamics 365 CE. So these products, they are coming from CE. And also the images, of course, from For Sales, full cloud, as we promised. And they are listed here as well. And then if I go a little bit further down, you see the break from portrait mode to landscape mode for the PowerPoint presentation. And still, of course, the PowerPoint presentation is like included like we saw it on SharePoint. So if I fix the chair later on in SharePoint, then of course in the next generation, this chair will be fixed. I will do this, I promise. And then there is the last page. That's the terms and conditions. That's the Word document that we have seen, also stored in SharePoint, of course. So this is a quote for a conference room that looks a little better. It looks a little bit better, I would say. And yeah, we have seen now just the return action. And what we would like to do now is I would like to jump into the template and would like to show you how the template looks like. And I will change something in the template, and then we will regenerate it. We will save it to SharePoint and see what happens. Good. As I said in the beginning, so the template also is stored in SharePoint Online. So it is here, there is our business, it's the Dynamics 365 site. So you see FO templates, there are some sales templates, and of course there is my library with the Business Central templates. And we just added, as this feature is brand new, we just added one single template, just this job code. But within this year, we will also add other templates and documents. Of course, it's just for this scenario. This one is very good. So here is my Word template. I open this one right now, and I will show you how this looks like. As promised, all the designing happens in Microsoft Office. So in this case, of course, Word. And here it is. This is our template. And what we have is, first I have to authenticate myself. We have a demo user, that's Selena. She's our dox42 Business Central demo user. So I select her. And here it is. This is the template. And basically what you have to do, just the designer, they have the dox42 add-in. And the designer has then in the ribbon the dox42 add-in included. And here with the data map, this is where the magic happens actually. This is where you connect to your data sources. This is the heart of the document. And this is where you configure and filter everything correctly that you get the correct data included. And here you see some of and Norina showed us the slides, which kind of data sources can be integrated. You see, of course, all the data sources, SharePoint, Excel, XML, JSON, Word. Then we have the ERP systems. The most important and interesting thing is, of course, Business Central NAV table and Business Central or NAV report data source. So we get both data included. And then we have the other data sources such as CE and finance operations. And you can really combine all your data. You see it here. We have Excel for the connection. We have SharePoint for the modules, the PowerPoint presentations, of course. And we have the Dynamics, the CE data for our quote, the quote part, the product parts, and that I included. And of course, most important thing, the Business Central data. After you combined everything here and connected everything here correctly, then this is what I said with the business user, then you can use the data fields like as it would be Word. So you have it here, clicking on Insert Data Field. Your data fields are opening here in the Data Field Explorer, and you can add data as you want. So let me do this now. I take the number of the customer here again, and I just drag and drop it here somehow. And then let's say that this data field should be a barcode, because a lot of Business Central users also require barcodes, or also within invoices or in quotes. So let's make this one as a barcode. I just select the field, and here you can define which type you need. And here it is, there are a lot of different types. In this case, it's a barcode. Other types or documents like this one is defined as an image. And we can also, as we said, we can integrate PowerPoints, PDFs, Words. There are a lot of possibilities. Now I would like to make a barcode out of this data field here. Oh, sorry, this is a little bit running around here with my mouse. I don't know. So here it is. And you see there are different barcodes included. So around 40 barcodes out of the box. I stick with the QR code here. I add a dimension, just click OK. Now this data field, the number of the customer, is just inserted as a barcode. But to show you another thing, I just highlight this one, and I would like to make this green or something. I just use normal Word functionality. Let's make this one somehow, or no, this is the wrong font color, make it green. So yeah, make it green, and then now it is green, defined as green. And what you can always do as a designer is you can generate the document locally. So this is what I'm doing right now. I will generate the document locally to see what happened with the changings. And then I put the documents side by side to go quickly through it and show what we defined, what happens. And then we will regenerate the document from Business Central. And then hopefully the barcode and the green font color is also included. So to generate locally this document, I click on Generate, and we just had the quote number 10. So just select this one that was a default value. And now it is just generated locally, and I will get a return just a Word document with the new data fields here. And usually, of course, it's a normal Word document, but usually you're working with the dox42 server within your system and use server-side automation as you have other actions, email actions, and so on. Good. This is the document. I promised I would put this side by side. So let me do this quickly. Here it is. So I have the generated document and also my template here side by side. Let me close the Data Field Explorer. Now you see what happens. Also, the image here, the dox42 logo, that is stored in Business Central. So I directly take the data from Business Central. This image, the customer, Megan Bond, she is stored in Business Central. You see it here, customer image, you define it as an image, and your image is included. So couldn't be easier. Then this information, all this information coming from Business Central. This is our little barcode here, the QR code. And here is now the Dear Mrs. Megan Bond is now green, as we defined it, like you would do it in Word. Couldn't be easier. And here, this is our image from SharePoint. So let me double tap here. It is opening then the data source. You see it here, it's SharePoint modules. It's just basically the URL path. And then I tell dox42 where is the path, where should it look for the image. It is dynamically in the same folder, so I can define different folders. This is what I did. So if I generate job number 20, then of course it looks in the folder number 20, not in the folder number 10. So this is what you define here. And then the document and the image will be included. Going further down, you see the team members again coming from Business Central. And then we have the job structure pricing table here. This is, as I said, okay, maybe there's a little bit logic in there. It's basically 2 lines. So you have first, we repeat the first line. That's the phase, planning phase, the phase 2, phase 3, and then you get all the phases listed in the table. And then we also added a group calculator. We have a start group and end group. So this is how we define to get the total phase into sub amounts. So this is just defined here. And then, yeah, you also repeat over the entire product structure, and then you get your entire table here included. And then, as we have a new feature that's a visualizer, you can also visualize your data fields. And you see it here. This is coming from CE. To promise, I just double tap here again, and it opens my data source. So you see this is coming from our product entity from Dynamics for Sales. And we defined this data source in green. So you see, you can makes the designing process a little bit easier, especially when you're working with a lot of different data sources. You also can change the logos here that you know this is for me and this is for my colleague, for example. So it makes it definitely easier to work with it. Good. Here the same thing. We have all the products listed, and products here in this case there are 3 products in CE, so they are included. The same thing with the entity image here. So define it as an image, and then you get your image. Then I go further down. You see the PowerPoint. That's the PowerPoint presentation. Let me double tap here. Also SharePoint data source, of course, because it is stored in SharePoint. And there is just the definition that it is a PowerPoint. It's at the moment opening here. So yeah, here it is. So the PowerPoint presentation. And then the same thing with the last page. Here we have our terms and conditions. That's the Word document. Yeah, same thing. Just define it as a Word document. Tell dox42 where it has to look for this Word document, and then it includes it. And here is the terms and condition. Good. Now we really have to fix this chair because that looks ugly. So let me close the generated document here. And what I would like to do now, so as we have full cloud SharePoint online, I really leave this template here open. That's the productive template. So I leave it open like this. I just minimize it here. And what I would like to do now is I would like to go to the ground plan. I opened this one here, and now I fix the chair. Okay, this one, it was quite long open, but yeah, here it is. So I put it here where it belongs. That looks better, I guess. So it's already saved, which is good. And what I would like to do as well is I would like to jump back into my environment here. And now I would like to generate a document one more time. So what are we expecting then? We fixed the chair. So the PowerPoint presentation is supposed to be looking great now. And also we added the barcode and we changed the color from the Dear Mrs. Megan. And what I would like to do now, I would like to show you the SharePoint action. So clicking here on the button, the document will be generated. Now I have to authenticate myself again, or actually Selena one more time again, because it was sleeping and logging out. So let me do this quickly. Because the server is just taking the token, it's an Azure AD token, which is now taken from SharePoint, and then yeah, this is the process. You just do this once usually, and then when you're continually working with dox42, then you don't need to do this all the time. It's just a bit manually to do it the first time. Good. Now the document was generated, and the document was stored in Business Central in our SharePoint library, and we defined the SharePoint library Business Central documents, for example. And here it is. You see the job quote number 10 a few seconds ago, modified by me, and here it is. Let's have a look at it. Now we are very happy because we have our green Dear Mrs. Megan bond. We have the barcode included, and hopefully the PowerPoint presentation is also fixed. Yes, it is. So that looks like a great document, and this is what we wanted to have. And basically, I didn't program anything at all. And we have a barcode there. We have different color here. We have interesting tables here. We have also data source from CE. So you see, it is really easy. You just connect to the data source within your system, within your add-in, in your Office, in this case in Word. Then you design the templates. You can use your existing templates, quote templates, and then yeah, you just tell the server what he has to do, and this happens directly in Business Central. I'll show you how this works. So you go, I go back to my overview here, and that's one of our dox42 apps that's included. So if I click here on extension management, you will see there are two apps installed. That's the 365 Performance Data Source and Documents app. Both of them are here installed. And just let me jump to the app source. So just to show it to you, here they are. You just go to these two data sources, to these two apps, and then you can directly install them. That's the document app. This is where you configure everything. And then let me go back to my Business Central. And now I'm here with Selena Bentley. I'm here in the role. So of course, yeah, I'm now in the, no, that's the wrong one. I'm now in the administrator of my Documents app. And that's why this interface is coming up here. Here you see the role. I'm the administrator of the dox42 app. And the reason is because I would like to show you what you can do. And we just added one document, that's the job code, that has to be generated with dox42. So I said job code, that's the code for it. And then you tell dox42 here within the templates, where is the template for the job code. So we have the code, the job code, and there is the path. This is exactly the SharePoint Dynamics side, and that's the Business Central template library. And here, this is my template where it is. And also this template has info parameters, so they can be loaded here. You configure everything here. And now this job code can be generated with dox42. And I go back here, and of course you can also configure your output actions. And yeah, we have seen some of them. Two of them we have seen, the SharePoint action and the show PDF, that's the return action. So you can add as many you want, also printers, of course. And then you configure the button, and the button is actually basically it is an app as well. It's a page extension, and the button just calls our dox42 cloud service. And the cloud service, then you just need to tell the button or the extension where it has to appear. And we wanted to have it in the job overview, that's the page 88, and also the job card, that's the page 89. So we can also, of course, in the overview, you can just select the quotes and click on the button, and then you get the document generated. Good. So, and yeah, when it comes a little bit further into the detail, just within this app, you have a setup, and we have a dox42 setup, of course. And this setup just you see that's our dox42 cloud service. That's our dox42 online cloud service. You add it here, and then you add within some Azure Active Directory information, and then you can start immediately generating documents. So actually, I set this up with for a customer from us. With under 1 hour, we were able to generate our first document. So that's pretty easy with full cloud in Microsoft now. Good. So basically, that was more or less the overview. We have seen the different data sources. We have seen the template design. We have seen that the template is actually still open, I guess, here in Word. So you see it here, and I still can generate my documents. We have seen the SharePoint action that you can generate the documents and save the document directly to SharePoint. And you have seen I changed something in the template, and within that it was immediately productive. So there's no programming required, and you save tons of time, and you can really add logic into your documents and templates. But that was just Business Central, and I mean, there is so much more. Sometimes you have customers, they say, I'm just working for sales, but I have invoice data in Business Central. I would like to generate my invoices from CE. And that's also possible, of course. So it's the same way, and this is what Norina is showing us now with a contract example. This contract is not including Business Central data, but it doesn't matter. So it's up to you what kind of data you need, what kind of data you're connecting, and where you would like to generate the document.
We just got some questions from the audience.
Okay, then let's have a quick look at the questions.
So one was in addition to barcodes, does it support QR codes?
Yes, so QR codes. Yes, yep. It is. During the demo, I added a QR code, and there are 40 barcodes out of the box included. So most of the time there's for everyone there's a barcode.
And it's a little bit echoing when I speak, Fabian.
Okay, that's bad. I don't hear no echo at the moment. So I mute myself because it's good for, I guess it's your turn, Norina, with the contract in Dynamics. And then let's do the questions later on.
Yes. So we'll do the questions later on in the Q&A session, and I will just continue with showing you how it works in CE. So let me share my screen. And yes, I'm here in Dynamics CRM. And what I'm going to do now is actually do an employee contract. So you could say those are all our employees. And if I just pick one, for example, Michaela, and I see all her data here, and I even see her salary and her job title. So she's a developer at Adventure CO. And now I want to automatically generate a contract for her. And not only generate the contract, but maybe also send the contract for digital signing, for example. So like in BC, I also have my little dox42 action here and my arrow, and I can just click here and then generate the contract. And there it is already. And you can see here again a very nice logo, and all the information will be inserted. So when she will actually start today, all her contact details, here is also the salary. And here we also have some conditions based on her status as a developer. She is entitled to 1 free meal per day. This is also done with conditions in the template. And when we look at the end of the template, we will see here is a remuneration policy. And this is actually also, again, stored on SharePoint. So you can also here, in this case, really mix the data from different data sources. Yes, and like I said, we also have a DocuSign action here. So you could actually email this document right away and then use digital signing. Yeah, but since we ask you, and I think nobody was interested in that for now, I'm not going to show it, but this would also definitely be a possibility. Yeah, and I think because we had so many questions already in the chat, I think, Fabian, we will do the Q&A right away.
Yes, sounds good. Sounds good. So, very good question, Kumar. What about all custom entities or extensions? Yeah, possible. So all the custom entities and extensions from Business Central can also be included, also from CE. So if you have custom entities in CE, you can include that the data directly in your document. Then there was the question with the QR code that's also already answered. Does it require a BC license to connect? Yes, actually yes. So you're using it is the next question is how the connection happens. So basically you use your user, the Azure Active Directory, in the name of your user. It is connecting to the Business Central database and then including the data. Let me quickly share my screen again, and I can show it to you how the connection happens. So what we do is we use an Excel file for all the information. It's you need to register an app in Azure Active Directory, and then it's delegated permissions. So the user, what the user is allowed to do, then the service, and also the data. The service is allowed to do what the user is allowed. And when I open the data map here, you see. Let me open the customer table, for example. As I said, we used an Excel file. It's just the easier way. And here you add your Business Central URL. That's the Business Central production URL. You get them directly in your system. And then we decided for, of course, Azure Active Directory. And then it's the connection data, the Azure Active Directory configuration. This is all the information that you get after you registered your app in your Azure Active Directory. We read the information from the Excel, but you could also hard copy paste it here directly. And after you did this, you select your table and which company you would like to have, and then you can select your data fields. And if I add a new data field, let me open this one here, then the data, all the data fields are shown from this table. That's the table number 18, that's the customer table, and you can really select them as you want. So say this one and this one, you can also search them, click OK, and then you have your table, your data fields somewhere here. That's alphabetically, I guess. You can also test it and see if it's there. And here also you can add your filtering, of course. So I didn't want to get too deep into the technical part, but this is where you filter the correct data sources together, so the correct data will be included. Good, and there's some other question. There's some other further questions. Can we get okay? Okay. I don't know. This is Excel and PowerPoint added like Word? Let's say not really. PowerPoint is a little bit different. Of course, PowerPoint mostly includes images, and then you have the text. Not like when you include an image, then it's nearly the same. You have the blue data fields, but when you include text, then it's a little bit different. But it is in the same way. You just connect to your data map. It could be the same data map that you are using with Word, for example, and then you can easily just double tap or drag and drop the data fields into the document. But actually, Word is a little bit more powerful. You have all these types that you can change. You can have different formatting. This is what you configure directly in the Data Field Explorer. And in PowerPoint, it's a little bit different, but you can also add field formatting. So the functionality is exactly the same, but Word is, I would say, yeah, when you are in Business Central, most of the time you're working with Word, especially when you're doing the quotes part or all these standard documents. Then there's another question. And Excel, basically, yeah, Excel is also different. It works different, but you can always use the same data map for all the documents. And then you just tell in Excel, you tell where the data should be listed. And then, yeah, it's there. You don't have the blue data fields. You define it differently, but the result is the same. What type of license? Good, yeah, a Business Central license, of course. So you need, if you don't have any Business Central system, you cannot connect to Business Central. So you need one license or one guy from the company. We used Selina Bentley as our demo license. So we have one license, and Selina Bentley is exactly getting the data, and what she's allowed to do, dox42 is allowed to do. So it's delegated, basically. How does the data dictionary get updated as Microsoft updates the data dictionary? I don't know, actually. I don't know. I have to take this with me. BC is attractive for pricing. How is the pricing for the add-in for BC? So basically, there are different modules. So we are modular. Our pricing is modular. You need to license your designer, and you need to license the server. And it depends if you don't need to use our dox42 online service. You can also have your own dox42 server. You can buy it and you can host it on your own Azure cloud, for example. So it really depends on your scenario. And when it comes to designing, it really depends on what kind of data you would like to generate. You have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all of them. So the licensing is modular. And I would say that you just contact me at the end, and then we can have a meeting and discuss your model, your situation, and then we have a customized pricing for you. Or not customized, we can discuss the price list, of course, the official one, and discuss it in the best way for you. There are also small business scenarios. Sometimes we have Business Central scenarios with just 5 to 10 users or something, and then we might discuss if there is another option. So pricing is modular. Let's discuss that further if you're interested in, and you can contact me. Then can we do account balance summarization to say send a customer statement with aging balances? Yeah, you can. So we have a group calculator, so you can use the group calculator to get the summarizations. That's one option. But even better, you can use Excel. You can take the data from Business Central system. That data will be included or written into Excel. Then you can use formulas in Excel. Then you get a result, and this result you put into your document as a final result. And that's it. So this is what Norina showed us in one slide. You can automate Excel. You can use it for graphs or diagrams, or also for calculation. And that's a strong feature, which also a lot of customers, also ABB, our reference customers, they are doing this. So the answer is yes. I'm not 100% sure what you mean with aging balances, but yeah, you can do the calculations, and whenever you generate the document, then you get the newest numbers, of course, included into the document. Echoing, yeah, I hope it is solved. And is it recognizing all table joins in BC, or we have to do the joins? No. It recognizes all tables. You don't have to do there. All the tables, and also your custom reports and reports there built in, so you can connect to them and directly get the data. So you don't. But of course, you need to decide which tables you would like to connect, and then you have the data fields from table number 18, for example, and get all of them listed. So if you need table number 18, you need to connect them, but then you can clone the data source. Then you don't have to connect all the time again, because you have the exact same table data source, and then you just change the number from 18 to 25 or 28, for example, and then you can select fields from table number 27. So just the cloning basically you need to connect one time to a report data source, one time to a table, and then you clone them, and then just select the different data sources, tables. Good. So I would say all the questions are through. So let me quickly one more time share the screen that you can also participate. You do it.
I'm already doing it.
Perfect. That's great. So I would say the Q&A is done, and then we share again the Lego. And Marina, what can you do is a little summary about what we have seen today?
Yes. So just to summarize, Fabian, can you? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, perfect. So just to summarize what we've seen today and the benefits of dox42. So we've seen that the template design is really easy in Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and that really saves you a lot of time. So there's no programming necessary anymore, and you can really quickly adapt your documents with dox42. And of course, also the biggest benefit of dox42 is the flexible system integration. So you've seen you can really mix BC data with CRM data and also SharePoint. So this is very flexible with dox42, and even more is possible than we've shown today. So these are actually the biggest benefits, and yeah, you've seen all the others today as well. And to get back to our competition, so please scan the QR code, and then you can participate in the quiz. I think now all answers should be doable for you, and yeah, we would be very happy to see many of you participate and to win the Lego, of course. So we will also paste the link into the chat in a second.
Wow, thank you guys. Also to mention on that note, we do have winners already. So we have 3 book winners from the dox42 promo code.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. So it's Camille Cubis from DGS, who's a DBA and AX admin. We have Mate Toth, who works at Holden, who's a Power Platform developer. Perfect. And we also have Rais Udin, who works for Virtuosa Corporation. And then we have Ibrahim Arumu, who works for ARM Pensions. So you will all be receiving the Business Central, the packed Business Central book by Stefano Demiliano.
Congratulations. It's awesome. I will paste the link for the raffle again in the chat, so you can also participate.
And then we will hopefully see you all again at the Power Apps Bootcamp in May already. And until then, feel free also to connect with us, and any questions you have, we're always here. And yeah, just let us know what you need.
Yeah, it was a pleasure today again. You guys, so the link is posted.
So remember, if you want to win the prizes, please make sure you complete the survey link. So thank you for sharing that. And once again, thank you, Narina. Thank you, Fabian. Again, excellent. Thank you for supporting the community, making the community accessible, as well as obviously solving a lot of the problems and challenges that the community face. So again, big thank you once again to Fabian, Narina, dox42 team, and see you soon at the Power Apps Bootcamp.
Yes, thank you so much. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Awesome. Fantastic. So, yep. So whilst you complete your surveys or any prizes, great to announce the first lot of winners. And we'll be announcing the second lot of winners in the next session. And without further ado, with our community leader, Business Central, we couldn't have done this without her, Mary. So we have Mary Thompson, who is leading the next session, which is a round table. And there we have the Mary Thompson. Mary, who, without you, we could have not done this, Mary. So once again, thank you so much for putting all this, making this happen, giving the community a chance to come together and share their challenges and issues on Business Central, helping people help them develop their careers and create new opportunities. One of the key things we've been hearing, Mary, throughout the event is that a lot of people are transitioning to Business Central because there's a huge opportunity. So what Mary is doing today is she wants to